question 1. This is the first part of the IRR series questions. So the question is this. You have a project that costs $75,000 today. You have an inflow of $155,000 after the end of the first year, and an outflow of $65,000 during at the end of the second year. What's the IRR? Okay, so let's just set it up really briefly. 0, 1, and 2. We spend 75 the first year. We spend 155. We get 155 in the second year. And then we have an outflow of 65 in 2 years. Oops, that's a minus. I'm going to make these fancy dollars just so it's easier to see. Okay, let's set our discount rate. I'm going to just put 0.10 for now, and let me okay, so this is the time, this is the actual cash flow, this is the present value of the cash flows, and this is the net present value. So we're just going to sum that up. Okay, so right now at a discount rate of 10%, we have a net present value for the project of 12.1. Let's use GoalSeek to figure out the IRR of this project. So remember, it's under What If Analysis, under the Data tab. To use it, we're going to set cell C8, which is the NPV, equal to 0. That's the way that GoalSeek works, and that's what an IRR is. An IRR is where the NPV equals 0, and we're going to do that by changing the discount rate. It's done. I'm going to hit OK. Notice we have a discount rate of 48%. So 48% shows that this would be a project that we would want to take because the discount rate is higher than our the IRR is higher than our discount rate, and therefore it looks like it's a good project. But wait, there's more. If you plug in the number minus 0.41512, minus 41.5%, and hit enter, the NPV is basically 0. So let's just do that again. 0.48 gives you an NPV of almost 0, and negative 0.41512 also gives us an NPV of 0. So the question is, why is that? And the answer is kind of apparent if you look at this chart. If you run the discount rate of all of these different things, you get changes in net present value. And what happens is it will intersect at different points on the axis here. So we have this one at negative 41%, like I said, and one at positive 48%. And so the question is, like, which one of these matters? And remember, we can have multiple IRRs. There could be a dozen of them. It has to do with the shape of the cash flows and the way stuff is coming in. And you don't know, like, the built-in function on Excel for GoalSeek only picks one, and it depends on how it makes its adjustments as to whether or not it picks one that is useful for you. So it's not enough for you to know that the IRR is 48% because it could be also negative something else. So the question is, like, would we take this project if we could? And the answer is, yeah, we probably would, because at a normal discount rate for a company, which is like, I don't know, 5 to 20%, this is a positive NPV project. And the IRR that makes the most sense to us would be the one that's out here, because this guy is not something that we would think would actually happen. It's also a function. If you look at this, the cash flows go up and down throughout the years. You're more likely, to have a negative IRR if you have weird cash flows. So the answer to this problem would be the IRRs are negative 41.5% and positive 48.18%. We would probably take the project because at our discount rate, which would be somewhere in here as a real company, there is a positive cash flow associated with the project, and this IRR seems to be the one that makes more sense. So there you have it. You can read through the solutions. He does a partial analysis of this. You can actually solve for this equation. It becomes a quadratic. And come see me if you want me to do that. But basically, like, there could be a lot of solutions. So if you see an IR question on the test, immediately think to yourself, there could be multiple solutions. I need to think about if there are more than one. And the way you would check that on the test would be fill in the answers. So let's say that you got like a multiple choice and it was like A, 50%, B, 48%, C, blah, blah. What you do is just plug it in up here, 0.15%. If the NPV is not 0, then it's not an IRR.